What's up, y'all? Today we're talking about the exact roadmap to scale from $0 to $100 million with Meta ads. After spending over $330 million on Facebook ads and driving over $1.7 billion in Facebook ads attributable revenue, I've identified the precise stages every successful brand goes through and these specific strategies that work at each level of ad spend and revenue. Most people think scaling Facebook ads is just about finding the right audience or the right creative and then throwing more money at it until it works. They believe the same strategies that work at $10K a month are going to work at $10 million per month. But here's the brutal truth. Most brands fail because they try to use $100 million strategies when they're only at 100K or 100K strategies when they're not even at 10K yet. And after scaling dozens of brands through every stage of growth, I discovered there are 4 distinct phases of scaling. And each phase requires completely different focus, strategies, and metrics. I'm Mason Littlejohn, and I spent over $330 million on Facebook ads, and I've scaled brands like Ruggable to over $500 million in annual revenue 3 years in a row. And I've taken dozens of brands from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 figures monthly. This isn't just theory, this is the exact roadmap I've used over and over and over again. In this video, I'm going to break down the 4 phases of scaling. The validation phase from $0 to 100K, the consistency phase from 100K to $1 million, the systems phase from $1 million to $10 million, and the scale phase from $10 million to $100 million plus revenue. For each phase, I'll show you exactly what to build, why it matters, and the biggest mistakes that kill growth. The first phase is the validation phase, $0 to 100K. Your primary focus here is simple. Prove the concept. This isn't about going viral or building complex funnels. This is about getting as profitable as possible with a basic setup. And here's what you need to build in this phase. You're going to want 3 core campaigns: your core Advantage Plus campaign, your core in-market interest campaign, and a testing campaign to isolate creative tests at $10 to $50 a day per test. A pop-up that converts, and I recommend Alia because it's the best for a reason. It consistently gets you 15 to 20% sign-up rates. So if you're not hitting a 15% sign-up rate, you are burning money. You need to sign up for Alia. And now let's move on to email. These are the 3 must-have email flows as a new brand. You're gonna need a welcome series that actually sells after they sign up into your list. You're gonna need a browse abandonment flow to capture lost traffic and a cart abandonment flow to recover likely buyers. And now for creative, you're gonna need to find at least 1 winning static ad and 1 winning video ad. This will drive your revenue from 0 to 100K. And don't just test random products, focus on what's already selling for your brand. Focus on your best sellers. The biggest mistake at this stage is trying to go viral instead of getting profitable. You don't need 47 different campaigns or complex attribution models. You need to prove that people will buy your product when they see your ads. Focus on your #1 bestseller and get 1 static and 1 video ad working, and then weaponize them. Now, once you've proven the concept and you've hit that 100K mark, you can't just keep doing the same thing and expecting exponential growth. That's where phase 2 comes in. Phase 2 is the consistency phase, where you go from 100K to $1 million, and your primary focus needs to shift to predictable growth. This is where most brands mess up because they start jumping between strategies instead of being consistent with what actually works. So here's what you need to build: an expanded campaign suite. You're going to need video-only campaigns, static-only campaigns, dynamic product ad prospecting campaigns, retargeting evergreen campaigns, and retargeting dynamic product ads. And on the email side, you're going to need to add more advanced email and SMS flows, a site abandonment flow to catch people before they leave, a customer win-back flow to get past buyers to come back, and replenishment flows with perfect timing to generate repeat purchases. And you're also going to need a fixed content calendar, 1 email campaign every week at least with no exceptions, and a ruthless creative production schedule. You're also going to need to lock in on your ideal customer profile and know exactly who buys the most and why, and then create specific messaging that speaks directly to them. The biggest mistake brands make here is constantly jumping between strategies. Consistency beats random bursts of inspiration every single time. These flows should be printing money 24/7 while you sleep. And on the website side, you need to continue improving your site conversion rate by at least 1% every month. This isn't optional, it's a requirement. Consistency is what's going to get you to 1 million, but to break through to 8 figures, you need to start thinking like a systems operator. And that's where phase 3 gets interesting. Phase 3 is the systems phase, taking you from 1 million to $10 million. Here, your primary focus becomes strategic expansion. This is where you stop being a campaign manager and start being a growth strategist. So now on the ad side, you're going to to need specialized campaigns, product-specific campaigns focusing on individual best-selling products, collection-specific campaigns for category targeting, seasonal campaigns for holiday and trend exploitation, and direct response or promotional campaigns that are limited time profit machines. You also need to focus on audience expansion to ancillary customer profiles. For example, if your core customer is an MMA athlete, expand to general fitness enthusiasts and lifestyle wearers. Create specific campaigns for each profile with different messaging. You're also going to need enhanced email and SMS with deeper segmentation. You're going to want cross-sell flows showing that if you bought X, you need Y. You're going to need UGC flows showing how others use your products. And you're also going to need birthday flows to make customers feel special. And you're going to want to bump up your email campaigns to 2 to 3 weekly. The biggest mistake here is obsessing over vanity metrics instead of the incrementality of your spend and traffic. CPCs matter. Anyone who says otherwise is wrong. It's imperative you track cost per click across all your campaigns and monitor traffic quality like a hawk. This is the hidden multiplier that separates pro operators from amateurs. Systems thinking will get you to $10 million, but to reach 9 figures, you need to think like a market dominator. And phase 4 is where the real magic happens. Phase 4 is the scale phase from $10 million to $100 million. Your primary focus here is going to be on maximizing growth and market domination. This is where you implement the strategies that I use to scale Ruggable to over $500 million in annual revenue. Here, you're going to need to focus on incremental growth campaigns, ancillary customer profile campaigns for market expansion, upper funnel campaigns for awareness, and sales campaigns optimizing specifically for incrementality. And here, you're going to need to utilize advanced upper funnel conversion objectives like view content, add to cart, and initiate checkout optimization. These different objectives unlock different and incremental audiences, and you need all of these running simultaneously. And on the email side, you're going to need full segmentation flows with hyper product personalization. You're going to need product specific flows for everything. You're also going to need category specific abandonment recovery and timing based replenishment sequences. You're also going to need product specific win back campaigns and progressive offers for lapsed customers. You should have dozens of flows running at once. And on the email campaign side, you need content dominance. You need to send 5 to 7 email campaigns weekly minimum and use heavy segmentation for relevance and personalization. And one of the biggest mistakes brands make when trying to get to that $100 million mark is trying to scale without a portfolio approach to campaigns. You need campaigns for every customer profile, and you need upper funnel awareness campaigns that optimize for incrementality. This is how we hit $500 million at Ruggable. But before we wrap up, I need to address the biggest lie in marketing, that CPCs don't matter. Let me break this down with simple math. Say you have 2 ads with identical traffic quality. Ad A costs $1 per click and ad B costs $5 per click. And so if you had $1 million in ad spend, ad A would get you 1 million clicks and ad B would get you 200,000 clicks. That's 800,000 fewer clicks and potential customers between ad A and ad B. And because at scale your conversion rate gets more fixed, the only way to grow is by driving more quality traffic at a lower cost. This is how I drove over $500 million in annual revenue. Anyone telling you CPCs don't matter has never scaled past 7 or 8 figures a month. Each phase requires a different focus, different strategies, and different metrics. Most brands fail because they're using the wrong strategy for their current phase. At this point, you have 3 options. Option 1, try to figure this out yourself. Make mistakes at each phase and take years to scale. Option number 2, pick one phase and start implementing the strategies I've outlined. It'll take time and testing, but now you at least have the roadmap. And then there's option number 3, work with me and my team in my coaching program, Meta Ads at Scale. We'll identify exactly which phase you're in and implement the precise strategies for your current stage. And we're so confident in what we do, we guarantee we'll double your monthly revenue in 6 months, or we'll work with you for free past the 6 months until we get you there. The choice is yours. But remember, every day you're using the wrong strategy for your phase, it's costing you thousands of dollars in missed growth opportunities. The brands that match their strategy to their stage are the ones that dominate their competitors. So if this roadmap was valuable, smash that like button and subscribe for more scaling strategies. And comment below what phase you're currently in. This is Mason Littlejohn, and I'll see you in the next video.